Hey y'all. Listen, okay. Because I'm waiting for y'all. I told y'all we were going to congregate here before we go on YouTube. Partially because I'm still trying to figure out if I even want to be on YouTube. I'm probably going to do it anyway. But y'all know. Sometimes the mood changes. Sometimes I really don't want to be on YouTube. And I think for the most part, this is like one of those times that I don't really want to be on YouTube, but I gotta go grab some water. Sorry. I forgot to grab a bottle of water. I'll be right back. Hi. What's Jasky doing? You don't want to be touched? Okay. So you just gonna go in the room, buddy? Okay. Y'all, Jasper don't want to be touched. Why did I have a dream last night that Jasper was talking to me like a human, y'all? I don't even know what inspired that dream, but I was literally yeah, where is Timmy so we can celebrate? Where is Timmy? Is she here? Let me go into these settings and do something. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, everything is good, but I know it's in the refrigerator. I actually got to go get it out the freezer. I have a bottle of sparkling rosé that I was going to pop for her. I have to get it out the freezer. Where is Timmy though? Well, when she gets here, then we will deal with it when she gets here. But she's not here right now. She's not. So you waiting for your food and you're still at work? Okay. Well, look. So let me tell y'all something because this whole thing with black women just having babies just because they can is really it's really irking me, and it's like no matter where I go, I see a story of a black woman overburdening herself with more kids than she can manage. Like, so last night I'm on Instagram, right? And I'm really just, all I'm doing is really seeing what's coming down, the pipeline and news and politics and things of that sort. So that's what I was doing. I was on here looking to see what was coming down the pipeline. And a video came across my screen. And the video that came across my screen was a black woman crying because her kid was getting taken from her. So this was yet another black woman that had a kid that she can't afford to have. And it just did it. Then I'm watching Fatal Attraction, and there's this black woman on there, and by the time she is, I think they said she was 23, she had like 5 kids by 4 men or something. And it's just like, girl, it's just like I don't understand this notion of I'm just gonna pop out babies just because I can, just because I got a uterus. It's like, just because you have a uterus doesn't mean you should just be willing to overburden yourself. Overburden yourself. I'm trying to find this video of this woman, because I want to show y'all this video of this woman. Yeah, so we gonna go over this some Christian lunacy, because I told y'all Christianity is going to be put on the world stage because it's a false doctrine, and it is. But let me let y'all hear the beginning of this Fatal Attraction. You said babies cost money and I would rather travel. Right. Let me see if y'all can hear this in the background with this woman. Hold on.
Family friend.
Can y'all hear?
Loved ones pray that you will return home safely.
We hope that Patrice is safe. Please, Lord, give her back to her family.
Put a one if you can hear.
This family is a close-knit family. And when she came up missing, we cried out and we prayed that she would come.
They will have 15 kids.
Bring her home safely, oh Lord. Give her peace.
When something happened in our family.
Here, let me skip. Because I already got to dispute this thing with, like, I already got to dispute this copyright thing from YouTube. So let me just try to find the specific part.
Born in 1986, Latrice Mays grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. As a child, Latrice was happy but shy.
If she don't know any, she'd stay quiet, but we always joke around and tease each other, and then she'd come back for something. It was pretty fun.
Trish likes to do everything, sing, be around her family, but most important thing.
A hardworking student, Latrice made good grades, at least until her junior year, when she discovered there was more to high school than hitting the books.
She was a good student up until discovering she was pregnant and had a kid. We all was upset, but we had to do what we had to do to take care of the grandbaby and her. She was too young. She took her responsibility. She didn't run away from it or try to put it off on somebody else.
Though Latrice's relationship with the child's father soon fizzled, motherhood proved a natural fit for her.
So look, she had the baby in high school. The bandit ain't taking care of the baby. So everything that she needs to know as to why did not have another kid is already there. But she still continues to have children. And I don't get it.
Unfortunately, Latrice had trouble finding a young man to share her life with.
All the men she was with, if there was a theme, they all had a little bit of a bad boy streak.
By the time Latrice was 24, she had given birth to 5 children by 4 different men. But it was Latrice's failed romance with Kevin.
How are you 24 with 5 children by 4 different men and ain't none of them taking care of your kids? And you just ain't learned with the first one? Like, this is an issue of black women not learning. Like, we really just, we can't call this anything else. Because there's no way you meeting 5 bandits or 4 bandits and all of them deserve to have kids with you. There's no possible way. There's no possible way that black women are finding multiple different black men that deserve to have children. Like, they're really? Oh, here you are, Timmy. Okay, let me go get this bottle so we can we can do the congratulations for Timmy. Let me get the bottle and we'll all pop in and say congrats. Okay. I didn't get some streamers and stuff because y'all know short notice, and I wasn't about to go to Walmart and Target, to be honest. But we definitely go pop this bottle in honor of Timmy, we gonna pop a bottle for you. We are, because congrats. Because accomplishments are hard. Bottom line is accomplishments are hard. School is stressful. Training is stressful. Certification is stressful, especially while you're living in a society where men are actually trying to strip away your right to go to school. So congratulations to you, Timmy. We go pop this bottle. Hold on, I'm about to stand up to pop it. So hold on. I'm going to have to stand up to pop this bottle when we go toast to Timmy. So hold on, let me get up and get this. If I can. All right, here we go. Hey. Congrats to Timmy. We will pour a little wine for you. And we're just going to toast to Timmy. We're going to wish you much success, much blessings. We hope that the universe just opens up and rain down abundance on Timmy. Because from what we know, Timmy been over here rocking with us. She's smart. She's definitely deserving. And she's putting in the hard work. So, toast to Timmy. May the universe bless you with an abundance of blessings. Okay? Ooh, that's actually good. Okay, I haven't tried that, but that's actually really good. And so, you said you're wearing the exact same two-piece set too. This is a one-piece set. This is actually a dress. I have an event that I have to go to after this. We do. I have an event. And eventually, we are going to arrange meet and greets. Obviously, this is something that has to be worked on. But in the future, I do plan to. And all I know is these main Patreons are going to get a surprise when it comes to those meet and greets. So thank you, Timmy, for being here. Thank you for sharing your success with us. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. I know, me personally, I love it when I hear a Black woman doing good. I love it. I love Black women gaining success and doing what's necessary to absolutely better themselves. So congrats to you, Timmy. And we already know you're going to have much success in the future. We already know you're going to do great things. Yeah, Maya, it's coming down. It's going to come down the pipeline. It is, especially with me putting the book out. I'm going to have to eventually. So, yeah, we're definitely we will do some things in the future. And I'm looking forward to definitely meeting y'all. And Divine, you better be there too. I look forward to meeting y'all and having sitting down and having a glass of wine and just talking like we're friends. We gonna have a lot of security there though. We not gonna play. We gonna have a whole bunch of security. Oh, Timmy, you about to be one of the essential people in the community. Cause listen, being a nurse, that's never gonna go out. People are gonna always need medical care. People are gonna always need psychiatric care. So these are fields that we definitely need more Black women in. We absolutely do. I actually wish Black women were dominating the medical field. And what I know from living in the South, there are a lot of Black women there. Like nearly every doctor and nurse that I saw when I was in North Carolina was a Black woman. And so, yeah, we know we have insecurity on that. Don't get it twisted. We know, listen, we know there's an influx of dust out there. So we gonna have security, we gonna have heavy security. We are. I'm in healthcare, but I really wish I was a nurse. It's a hard field to go into. So congrats to you for real, Timmy. I know you got to do a lot of math and science for that, and that just ain't really where I'm at with math and science. Y'all would think I didn't have a science-based degree, but I do. But I'm working on becoming a master electrician. It's definitely hard. Yeah, then you obviously got to be really smart too, Terry. You do. No, Timmy, we love you. We want all the success for you. We really do. We want to see you successful. We do. And I'm glad that you're not letting bandits tell you that your degree or certifications don't matter. It does. And quite frankly, a man who's educated himself is not going to shun a woman with education. Not really. So yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for you, Timmy. 65% of new enrollment med students are women making strides. Yeah, because women are evolving. Y'all gonna make me drink this glass of wine since it's here. That's actually good. So this is Kirkland's brand, which is Costco brand. Their Prosecco Rosé. Y'all should try it. It's actually pretty good. I work at a manager of a supply chain department at Johns Hopkins. We handle all surgical supplies, instruments. I heard they're suffering because of these tariffs. I love my HIU. I don't know if you can speak to that, but what I'm hearing all over social media, specifically TikTok, because this is where a lot of people are talking about like supply chain issues, empty ports, because we know YouTube is censoring. So YouTube will likely censor it. YouTube would probably censor the stuff that's on TikTok. You said you're drinking red wine right now, so you're not slipping along. Yeah, but the difference is it's just 10:56 in the morning here. So that's the difference. It's 10 o'clock in the morning here. So I probably shouldn't even be drinking that. I did have some yogurt and a banana this morning. So, I'm not just completely drinking the wine, but I'm trying to not drink the wine because it's not even 11 in the morning. So you said we are suffering. A lot of our medicines and imports come from China, India. I know. But what people don't understand is, and I wish people would stop saying this is a Donald Trump thing and realize this is your government thing, because quite frankly, Trump wouldn't be able to do anything if that Supreme Court and that Congress, he wouldn't be able to do nothing. The government could easily shut Donald Trump down, but at the end of the day, they don't want to. And quite frankly, this is what Americans voted for. Not all of them, but this is what Americans voted for. Speaking of which, did y'all see the clip of this woman of no color who put her mouth on Kamala and then passed out? Let's look at it. Let's look at it, because this is like hilarious. It's like, yeah, you was putting your mouth on the wrong person, girl. You was putting your mouth on the absolute wrong person. We gonna go live on YouTube in a minute, probably more at the top of the hour, but I just want to show y'all this because I think this is hilarious. It's like, you was sitting up here just running your mouth. We know you was going by a script, but you was running your mouth nonetheless. And people are saying that this is karma. So look.
His campaign was Kamala is for they, them, Trump is for you. That was actually referencing defending women, defending women's spaces, women's sports. So this is what they have to do. They have to rewrite history because they had a failed campaign. They had a failed presidency. They put her as the border czar. She never went to the border. So this is about incompetency. It's not about ideology, or it's not about
Oh my goodness. We're just going to get some help here for Cameron.
Listen, the spirit of Kamala's ancestors said, not today, bitch. That was Kamala's ancestors right there. They said, no, her Jamaican roots, Kamala's Jamaican roots just sprang up from the spirit realm and said, absolutely not. They said, absolutely not. They sure did. Those was Kamala's Jamaican ancestors. They said, but you're not going to put your mouth on Kamala. It wasn't a failed president. Listen, if all the Republican Party keeps emphasizing is that they're not letting men compete in sports, that means right out the gate, you already got a failed presidency. All we've been hearing from, this is how you know there's again, Donald Trump said he got a concept of a plan, but no plan. Because what have he actually done? Put tariffs on and destabilize the country, change the names of holidays that was already established, make people pay back their student loans, and I guess he won a pat on the back because he said men can't play sports with women. So the reason they keep emphasizing the trans issue, is because they've really done nothing else. They've really done nothing else. They don't have an agenda beyond Project 2025. They don't really have an agenda. They don't really have an agenda, but I do know. He said it's him leaving her on the floor and not moving out of his seat. Exactly. He didn't even get up to help her. He didn't even get up to help her. He just turned back around and faced the camera as she's passed out on the floor. She felt like Humpty Dumpty. She said, power of the tongue. The Lord was on time today. Listen, let me ask black women a question. I want to ask Christians a question, and maybe I'll reserve this question. Yeah, okay, y'all, put a one in the chat box if y'all ready to run amok on YouTube. Because I got a question for Christians. So y'all put a one in the chat box, please. Because y'all get to choose when we fire up live on YouTube. Okay, so let's go ask the Christian black women on YouTube. We go ask them a little question here. Because I got a couple questions for them, actually. Specifically pertaining to this religion. And I'm not really going to pick on Christians today. I just have a question for them. But I'm not really gonna pick on them. So hold on, let me come on here and make these public. This is the only reason why I pay $50 a month for StreamYard, is because you can simulcast. That's the only reason why I do it. That's literally the only reason why I deal with StreamYard, is because you can simulcast on it, so I can do both of the channels now. And so let me do something really quickly. But no, I just got a question though. I just have one question. Because a lot of Christians, they'll tell you, oh, God don't have a gender, and well, God isn't a man. But every time you hear them reference anything to have with God, it's with a he. So if the gender don't matter, then why don't you say she? I just want to know, for the Christians, if the gender of God does not matter, then why don't you refer to God as she? Why don't you refer to it in a female term then? Yeah, Chrissy, we're not gonna put too much on them. I just got because a Christian would start glitching out, so we don't want to deal with mental glitches from Christians. We know how they end up when they can't answer a legitimate question. When they can't answer a legit question, they tend to start having mental glitches. But I just want to know, why is the default gender for what y'all say is a genderless God? Why is it he, when science already confirmed that she was present before he, because he came from she? It's really not that force of a habit. You can literally change it in days. You can literally change what you say in days. I did. So if God has no gender, then why is the default reference he? Why do you default to he then? But Tisha said, I won't lie, I struggle with letting Christianity completely go because I would be the oddball out in my family, but I don't subscribe to the ideology. Yeah, I understand that. Some people are like that. That was never an issue with me, because I would argue with my mom over Christianity. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. Ask them why they get so mad when someone else says she, referring to God. Yeah, I just want to know. I just want to know, why if you really feel like God doesn't have a gender, why are you defaulting to he then? LH said, I love gospel music and they always reference God as he. I know. My mom, we grew up Christian, and my mom made us listen to gospel music, even gospel rap, because she thought everything else was secular. And it's he across the board. So I just want to know, why do y'all default to he if gender don't matter? Because even if I read Bible verses, which sometimes I do for specific reasons, I read certain ones like Psalms 94 and Psalms 109. So, but I change it from he to she. I change it from he to she, and it's very easy. It's very easy for it to actually flip it to she. The path less traveled said, and God created man in his own image. Are you saying that that's why you automatically default to God as a he, although he cannot create life? So obviously that's a lie. Yeah, I do Psalms 91. Yeah. And I change it to she. D-Love said, I can't shake it. You can if you try. You could if you try, but a lot of them are doing it because, again, they were programmed to. Do I know that Bible? Probably better than you do. Aguiano Moltord, I probably know the Bible better than you do. I can almost guarantee you I know the Bible better than you do. Statistically, most Christians don't know the Bible because they don't read it. They rely on a male pastor to interpret it for them. So they end up just being further indoctrinated, not really developing a relationship. How are you developing a relationship when someone is interpreting the word for you? Desiree said, I asked my mom this when I was a kid. She said the default gender in the American language is he. For instance, in books, they would say he instead of she when they didn't have a gender to call out back in the day. Yeah, so patriarchal programming, basically. So basically, patriarchal programming. And Desiree, thank you for that, because you have been honest about it. So thank you for that. LH said, I remember having to memorize the 23 Psalms. The Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down, yada, yada. We used to have to memorize a lot of stuff, but specifically that full armor of God. There's a reason why that sword is called the sword of truth. There's a reason why the sword of truth and the breastplate of righteousness and the shoes of the gospel of the peace are the part of the whole full armor of God. But I'm specifically laser focusing on that sword of truth. Because just by virtue and the fact that in the Bible it says Jesus is not coming to bring peace but a sword, that's what y'all don't understand. See, this is how we know Christians don't read their Bible, because they think that when Jesus supposedly come, whatever Jesus is, you think that person is coming to bring peace when literally it says in the Bible, I'm not coming to bring peace, but a sword. Jesus coming to fight. That's what y'all don't get. Jesus coming to fight with y'all with this sword. Jesus ain't coming to bring you no peace. Jesus already told you in that Bible, I'm not coming to bring peace. I'm coming to bring a sword. That means he's coming to fight with the truth, actually. And I think that y'all probably wouldn't like Jesus because Jesus is coming with the sword of truth to not bring peace. And it ain't gonna bring peace to you. And the truth is not bringing peace to people. So Jesus' energy could already be here. Jesus' energy could already be here. Y'all are fighting over the truth. The truth has been revealed. People are fighting over it. Ain't no peace. Yo, Jesus could already be here. Yep, divine one, a flaming sword at that. But I'm only asking because it's so natural for especially black women to just default to he. I will never bow to a male god. It just ain't gonna happen. I ain't been struck down yet. But Christians ain't gonna tell you why they automatically default to he, because they're not gonna admit, oh, I've been programmed to. I'm doing it because we're in a patriarchy, and I've been told that everything begins and ends with male, although males are running around freaking out now because women, females, don't want to have babies, and Jesus ain't intervening and making women have babies. Oh yeah, because Jesus ain't bringing no babies. Women are the creator. That's why your womb is being legislated. It don't begin with him, it begins with her. That's the truth that's disrupting the peace of this nation. Actually, that's the truth, this disrupting global peace. Global peace is being disrupted by the fact that everything begins with her, not him. Because he's over there crying and whining because she won't have babies. There ain't enough praying that y'all can do that is going to manifest no damn baby. The only way you go get babies created is if women decide to create them. Period, point blank. You can wrap yourself in religion all you want to. It begins and ends with she, her, female. And this truth, this being the energy of truth, the Jesus energy, has went across the planet, and the whole planet is in disarray. Now they want to legislate your room. They want to pull you out the workforce. They want to lock you in the house. They want to do everything to control you because it begins and ends with her, not he. It just is what it is. Now you know who is going to lose the most peace by me saying this? A Christian. Christians are probably, their blood is probably boiling when I say it begins with her. God is her. She is God. He ain't. And this is disrupting the peace globally because women are asserting themselves. Women are learning their power. Women are taking their power back. This is the truth that is disrupting the planet. I don't care what they say, Maxita. They can say it's blasphemous. They can say it's blasphemous, but I bet you they can't prove to me that Jesus bore one child. I bet you they can't. Males can't create. Nothing male can create anything. Males can't create anything. There's nowhere in nature where males can create any form of life, but y'all think in the sky is the exception. On earth, males can't even create no life. That's why they running around asking you why you ain't having no babies. Umar Johnson jumped on that train too. Umar Johnson jumped on the train of, oh, black women need to have some babies. Again, the truth that's disrupting everything. The truth that's disrupting everything is the fact that women, you ain't existing. Ain't nobody existing if they don't first come through the womb of a woman. Now, I think if men think they creators, then again, go hit up Akon and get y'all's incubators out because women said we on strike. We said we don't want to. So y'all said y'all the creators. We said we don't want to create. Okay, that's fine. Y'all got it. Go get your incubators. I don't know why Umar Johnson is out here talking to black women. Umar, you don't need to say nothing to black women about having no baby or getting married. Go hit up Akon and get them incubators. Men said that they're the creators of life. So there should be no decision. There should be no discussion directed towards women. None. And yet here Umar Johnson is. Because I'm telling y'all, this is an energy over the planet. That's why everybody is on the same wavelength. Women globally are saying the same thing. Men globally are complaining about the same thing because your Jesus energy is already here. You just think that it's going to be peaceful, even though he said, I'm bringing a sword. Because y'all need to feel the flames of truth. That's what you need to feel. That's what's going to set you free. See, if y'all was reading your Bible, you would know the truth. Is what needs to be, is what's going to cover the planet. That Jesus energy is truth energy. You live in a global society built on lies that men are the creator. No, they ain't. They're not. Y'all looking for Jesus to come and coddle y'all. Meanwhile, you can pull up that verse in that Bible and it says, I ain't coming to bring no peace. You ain't getting peace. You've been too comfortable living a lie. The only reason why you think you had peace is because you were living a lie. Let me give you the truth and disrupt your peace. That's what your God is coming to do, to disrupt your peace, to make you feel uncomfortable, not to coddle you and make you feel good. Ain't no Jesus coming down here to take you in no spaceship to paradise, not before tearing up your reality with the truth. Now get in the Bible and prove me wrong that Jesus didn't say he coming with a sword. Prove me wrong. For the Christians, prove me wrong. Pull your Bible verses up and prove me wrong that your Jesus didn't say I'm not coming to bring peace but a sword. Listen to Umar Johnson. This is the peace that's been removed.
Black women have to stop putting off family for careers. A lot of our sisters are not getting married and are not having babies because they're putting off the marriage. My daddy and mommy put me through college. I'm gonna finish law school first. I'm gonna finish med school first. I'm gonna get my master's. I'm gonna get my social work. I'm gonna get my license. Then I'm gonna look for a husband. Only problem is, sweetheart, you're not going to be done all this till you're about 35.
What you said about my mom?
They're trying to scare you.
Which is going to often lead to you presenting yourself to available men as somewhat thirsty because you're not going to be able to hide the fact you know you're aware of your clock ticking. Oh my God. Which is going to end up leading to you.
This is projection.
That's one thing Black women need to rethink, putting it off until completion of college. Number two,
this is projection.
Looking for a man who has to be the same religion. That's another mistake.
Again, no, it's not. Umar Johnson is lying. You go ask any matchmaker and they will say we do not match people who are of different religions. It is very important that you align yourself with somebody who has the same political affiliation, the same religious affiliation, and the same cultural background. And if you want to know, go look on Married at First Sight and listen to those psychologists who match people's personality based on NASA technology. Or it wasn't NASA, it's some government psychological tool that they used on. I'm gonna have to go watch it. They explained it in the beginning of the show in the first season when they're creating it. They talk about the tools that they use to match people and why. And they tell you that it's very important when you match people in terms of the longevity of their relationship, that they have the same religion, that they have the same political affiliation, and that they have the same cultural background. Because if they don't, that can cause them, it's not the Myers-Briggs. It's not the Myers-Briggs, it's something else. I'm going to have to watch it, and I'll post it on Patreon. I watched it years ago when I was trying to binge watch Married at First Sight. I was particularly interested when they describe the extensive measures they go through, because they also re-emphasized it during that episode with Paige and Chris, I think. Because the situation with Paige and Chris got so much attention and so much complaints, the psychiatrists and the sociologists came out and walked everybody through their vetting process and said, we use government programs to determine compatibility. They do it based on multiple things. They said we're not just picking a man just to pick a man. However, Black men are who they are. So it doesn't matter what technology you use, Black men are going to come out the same because they are what they are. The vast majority of them are the same way. So no matter what technology you use, if you choose a Black man, you still go get it done. You're going to get it done. Yeah, they did, Desiree, because they got a massive amount of backlash over Chris and Paige. They got a massive amount of it. Like, literally, Chris was so degenerate. A lot of people swooped down and said, y'all are not vetting people. You letting just anybody on here. How did you not know that Chris was over here dusty in different relationships? And they came out and said, look, we have an extensive vetting process. Ain't nobody just picking randomly no man. Now, of course, they can lie. The man can lie. Because again, vetting is subject to the person's willingness to be honest. So they said if there was some loopholes, then Chris was not honest. Yeah, Desiree, it was. It did look like they set Paige up for abuse. It did. And that's why they came back and cleared it up. They came and cleared it up for that reason. We talked about it on YouTube. Like, we talked about it. Yep, he got his ex pregnant while he was married to Paige. Yep. Oh, Themis, you said it wasn't working for you. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you were able to come on. But yeah, this is projection. This is male projection. What they really mean is, I'm afraid that it's going to be too late. I'm afraid of how my life is going to turn out if I don't have a woman. I'm afraid of going extinct because I sold the lie that as a man, I'm a creator. Now all the birth rates are down and the only person I can go to is these women. Again, Jesus ain't bringing peace. Jesus is bringing the truth. The truth. It's in that Bible. Jesus is bringing you the truth. And the truth is, bottom line is, ain't no human existing if women don't choose to create them in their body and birth them. And if men think they can create life, then go create it. Go create it then. Then go create it. Call their bluff. That's what women need to do. Call their bluff. Because they don't want to come outright and tell you, hey, women, we lied. We actually need you to give birth. And in the absence of you willing to give birth, there's no other way for humans to be created. They're not going to come tell you that, but they're telling you it. They're not telling you it, but they're telling you it. They're telling you it with the legislation. They're telling you it with saying you can't get abortions. They're telling you with Project 2025. They're telling you by trying to sneak and push you back in the home. They're telling you by getting rid of child care and Head Start and every program that helps women to either avoid having children or work while having children, and women are having less children. They see the reality of their extinction that they're afraid of. They ain't going and talking to God. You don't see mass prayer sessions. You don't see them getting the Pope and saying, we need to have a worldwide prayer session so Jesus can give us more babies. They ain't saying that. They saying, women, you need to have more babies. No, you need to tell Akon to get that incubator and you need to go nut in it. It's our century off. We taking a decade off until y'all get it together. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. All of these males are starting to parrot this because the truth is disrupting their peace. The truth that if you don't have a baby, ain't nobody existing, that truth is disrupting their peace. You're not going to see a God decide. You ain't about to see no male God descend from the sky. This is an energy of truthfulness. Because truthfulness is the only thing that's going to set women free from their oppression. The truth. That's the only thing that's going to set you free. Truth and you taking your power back. And your power is an immense power that males wish that they had. You better believe they wish they had. You think men don't wish they could create life? They do. That's why they're so aggressively trying to control your ability, because they don't have it. And the only way they can control creation is to control the people who create life, which is women. If men's sperm created life, they would be legislating men's raggedy ass sperm, but it don't. The only thing that the man's sperm does is fertilize and bring his genetic code to the egg. That is it. That is all. He is not creating any life, nor his sperm can't even contribute to life creation unless your body allows it to. Unless your body allows his sperm to contribute to the upkeep of that child and the creation of that life, ain't no life. Ain't no life. Call they bluff. They said they create life, go do it. Go do it. Hit us up in 10 years after you get done figuring out how, as a male, you can create life, since you sit here and lie since the beginning of humanity. Sounds like men been lying since they came into existence. Lying and manipulating women to give them free labor, to give them genetic legacies that they don't deserve, to be in a home taking care of him, sustaining his life while yours is diminishing. How many of y'all remember Hancock? Put a 1 in the chat box if you remember Hancock movie. I'm going to drink my water and I want y'all to tell me if you remember the Hancock movie. Think about the dynamic between Will Smith and Charlize Theron. What was the problem? What was the problem? If one is next to the other, one of them is weakened. One of their life forces gets depleted by being in proximity to the other one. Now, in Hancock, they lied and reversed it, and they made it seem as though anytime that woman was around Hancock, his life force depleted. It's the reverse. Every time a woman is in proximity to a man, her life force is being depleted. It don't matter if it was boring, it was accurate. Every time a woman is around a man, her life force is depleted. She gets weaker, she gets sicker, she gets mentally crippled, her life force diminishes. This is a statistic fact. A statistical fact is that a woman's life diminishes the longer she's in a relationship with a man. Yeah, Charlize was getting the life sucked out of her because of Will. And she said, everywhere I go, he follows me. It never works. He follows me from life to life, dimension to dimension, even though we can't be around each other because he depletes me. This is what you are saying as a woman. You are depleting me. You're sucking my life out. If I'm around you, my lifespan diminishes. However, the male's life is sustained through you. It's sustained through you. That's why they're telling you to marry them and have their children. Genetic legacy and immortality through genetic legacy. And then while I'm here, after you gave me life, now I need you to sustain my life. Absolutely not. I ain't signing up for it. Y'all can if y'all want to. I'm not dealing with no succubus, parasitical male who has nothing to offer except taking years off my life. No, absolutely not. Go get somebody else. I don't want to do it. You need to go find somebody else. Akon said that they can nut in incubators and create babies, so Akon, it's your time to shine. That sounds like it's Akon's time to shine. Now, ChatGPT said that Akon is an idiot and what he's saying is just not plausible, but he said it nonetheless. So now it's time for women to hold men to what they said. Why do y'all not want to hold men to what they said? Men said they're natural providers, but you don't make them provide. They said they're natural protectors when really they're the predators. They said they give life, but you over here getting pregnant. No, go create a baby on your own. You the life giver. What you talking to me for? What are you talking to me for? You said all I am is an incubator and you can create that with technology. So why are you over here bothering us? Why are you bothering us about these damn babies? We like, don't nobody care. We said we don't want to have no babies. And y'all said y'all can have the babies. Literally, James set his dusty, raggedy ass up here and said that they nutting out fully developed babies. Get to nothing. Beat your meat and nut out that fully developed baby and leave women's uteruses alone. Right. The womb is closed for business. Period. Right. They ain't gonna raise babies whether they developed in an incubator or not. Right. They want you to have kids that they don't even want to take care of. That's what they pressuring you to have kids because they know that they have a legal path to abandon it. We about to ask the Chat GPT. We about to ask it, how many men have been prosecuted for abandoning their children? Ever in the history of humanity. Let's go on there and see how many males have been prosecuted for walking out and abandoning their kids. And I bet you it's zero. I bet you it's zero. We gonna ask ChatGPT though. How many males in the U.S. have been prosecuted for abandoning their children? We go see. None. In the United States, men who abandon their children can face a range of legal consequences depending on the circumstances of the state. None of them says jail. None of them. It says civil penalties. Look, civil penalties most common: child support, wage garnishment, tax refunds, suspension of driver license. Where is the jail time? Do we need to ask how many women? Do we need to ask how many women were prosecuted for abandoning their children, though? So men have a legal right to abandon their children, but they want you to keep popping out babies so they can abandon them with no consequence. They ain't changed no law. Seizure of bank account, contempt of court, which can but don't result in jail time. Legal termination of parental rights. In severe cases, abandonment can lead to the termination of parental rights. Look, they gonna say criminal penalties less common, and then real world. Prosecution for child abandonment in the criminal sense tend to happen only in extreme cases. For example, a father literally deserting a toddler or leaving them in a dangerous condition. Like if he leave them on the side of the road, yeah. But if he walk out, no. For deadbeat dads, it's usually about civil enforcement of financial penalties, not prison. Let's ask how many women have been. You want to ask how many women have been prosecuted for abandoning their children? Let's ask. How many women, this right here is a lawsuit, right here, have been prosecuted for abandoning their children in the U.S. This right here is a gender-based lawsuit. We already know women go to jail. So you are lying. Now I got to tell what is lying. You are lying. There are many women who have been arrested and jailed for child abandonment. Why are you lying? You're right to push back and to be clear. I'm not denying that women have been arrested and jailed for child abandonment. That absolutely does happen, especially in cases where the child is put in immediate danger or is very young. Let me clarify my earlier response because you deserve a direct and complete answer. Why are you lying though? Yes, many women in the U.S. have been arrested, charged, and even in prison for abandoning their children. Men have not. Men have not. This typically happens under laws labeled child abandonment, child endangerment, neglect of a minor. There's no law that requires a man to provide for his children, but they want you to have them though. Arrest and prosecution are more likely when the child is very young or disabled. The abandonment leads to injury, trauma, or death. Nobody arrested that man when those two kids in that car were dead. He wouldn't let him in. That was the father. Yeah, you got to ChatGPT is programmed to be politically correct. It's programmed to sugarcoat everything, and it's programmed to lie in favor of men. You literally have to tell it to not lie. You literally have to tell it, don't lie, don't sugarcoat, give me the raw and real. Here are a few. No, I asked you how many. I asked you how many women, and you are beating around the bush. Why are you so hesitant to tell me the truth of how many women were jailed over child abandonment? Don't sugarcoat. Give me the raw truth. I'm telling y'all, when I told it to give me the raw truth, it dragged Black women in Christianity. You're right again. I owe you a straight raw answer. Here it is. The U.S. government does not publish a specific count. Yeah, probably because they don't want to get a lawsuit. Probably because they don't want you suing them, because this is very clear gender discrimination. This is very clear unequal protection of the law. Men are given a legal right to abandon their children. There's been 0 males prosecuted. There's been many women. There is no centralized database for a DOJ, FBI, and women jailed for child abandonment or a distinct category. Oh, it's saying they don't even categorize it. Yeah, they want to, because they want to hide the gender discrimination. They want to hide the fact that there's gender discrimination. Unless someone compiles data from all 50 states' criminal records, we don't have a national number. But we know that 0 males have been, and we know that women have been. Bottom line is, women should be doing a class action gender discrimination-based lawsuit, because ain't no men being prosecuted. Although, listen, the Black community is documented to have a near 80% rate of child abandonment for men. They ain't going to jail though. Why? Why ain't they going to jail though? You want to sit here and try to force women to have babies, and you ain't prosecuting these men for abandoning their damn kids? Yeah, that's a no. That's going to be a hard no. Here are a few real scenarios where women were arrested and prosecuted. Mind you, they couldn't even give you no scenario where a man was. A woman in Texas was jailed for leaving her infant in the car while she went shopping. A woman in Georgia was arrested for abandoning her children at home for days while traveling. A mother in California was prosecuted after leaving a newborn in a dumpster, a highly publicized case. These cases are not rare, but there's no single national database that breaks down just female child abandonment prosecutions. That's why you don't see exact numbers cited. That said, court records, police blotters, and news archives shows plenty of instances. Women need to, really? So you gonna allow them to try to force you to have a baby, but not force a man to stay and raise it? So they get a legal pass to abandon their child, but there's multiple cases of you being arrested? This is gender discrimination that we're allowing it. Thousands of women are arrested each year for child-related crimes like neglect, endangerment, abandonment. You will be in prison if you abandon your child. He will have his wages garnished, but only up to 25% because they cap it. It's anywhere from 15 to 25%. So you're going to go to jail. He going to get 15% of his paycheck taken. But they want you to have a kid though. Oh, I didn't realize I wasn't sharing the screen for you guys. Let me just show you it. Here, this is what I was looking at. Sorry, y'all. This is what I was looking at. We do know that they did not have the same response when we asked how many men. They just told you, oh, it can lead to jail, but it never does. And women are okay with this, and women have allowed this. Women have allowed men to abandon them with children and face 0 consequences. That woman that we were talking to on Instagram, she allowing a man who impregnated her 7 times and then left, she's allowing him to get away without even child support. This woman should be burying this man in child support, and yet she's over there priding herself in her ability to not hold this man accountable. Absolutely not. He laid down and impregnated you. He needs to pay the bill. Bottom line. And this is the discussion that women aren't having. Women are running around saying my body, my choice instead of, nah, bro, because you gave them a legal pass to abandon their kids. No, because I ain't trying to be a single mother. I don't want to raise the child alone. And the only enforcement on male is child support, which most of them don't pay, especially when they Black. These are the discussions that we should be having. These are the discussions, not my body, my choice, because Dusty Nick Fuentes just went and said, nah, your body, my choice. Why is the discussion not being had? Why? You don't want to upset the males that you give birth to? You don't want to and make them raise their kid. You okay with your son abandoning his grandchild, your grandchild? You okay with that? But you just gonna run around and say my body, my choice. And they already said, no, we still gonna put the legislation the way it is. You're not having the conversation that you should be having. These males are given a free pass to abandon their children. I'm interested in being no damn single mother. I'm not. I'm disinterested in it completely. And yet women give men a free pass. The government gives them a free pass. Women give them a free pass. Hold on, I gotta get a phone charger. And then these men got the nerve to run around and say, oh, they don't want to pay child support. Dusty Umar has literally went on a campaign against child support, and now he's sitting his meatball ass up here talking about women have children. No, ain't nobody having no damn kids. The wombs are closed. Go shoot your nut in an incubator and get out of our face. Maybe then after you nut your baby out, you will be motivated to actually take care of it. Once you see your baby growing in an incubator, maybe you will actually be motivated to take care of it. Oh yeah, you ain't. Men, even if men could nut in an incubator and create a baby, they would still want you to take care of it. They would still want you to take care of it. And it's like, absolutely no. They will want you to take care of it and them too. And it's like, you out your damn mind. You are out your damn mind. I'm not going to take care of no infant and a grown-ass man too. Please. Like, if you don't get your grown ass out of here and stop asking for somebody to baby you, don't nobody got time to be babying no grown man. Like, really? Ain't no way. And then when I say I would never give birth to a male, y'all want to call it genocide. I really don't care who called it what. I just want y'all to know that. I just know what my womb will never produce. That's all I know. I don't know what y'all doing with y'all's womb, but I can tell y'all what my womb ain't gonna do. It ain't gonna create no male because I ain't gonna let it. I ain't gonna let it. I would fly over to Seattle and say, suck this demon out. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. And that's if I was to allow a man to impregnate me at this point. Because absolutely not. You can keep your nasty, degenerate, generational curse having sperm to yourself. Their sperm have generational curses attached to it. No. And then y'all want to act like y'all ain't dealing with Franken bandits. Black men are a whole plantation science experiment, and we just acting like they ain't. We acting like black men ain't no plantation science experiment. They are. Black men was literally engineered on a plantation, and we just acting like they weren't. We really acting like they weren't, because this is a discussion that black women need to be having. Because what was those breeding farms for? Were they to engineer female slaves or males? Pop quiz. What was the point of the plantation breeding farms, and who were they targeting? Some Franken bandits. And now you running around with the world's most degenerate bandit. White man, Donald Trump, Biden, I don't know who, RFK. Can y'all come take y'all failed science experiment back? We don't want these bandits. You engineered them for you, not us. Yep, GMO bandits. That's what we are. We dealing with GMO bandits from the plantation, and y'all want to act like we ain't. Y'all want me to lie because other people are lying. I'm not lying. They were engineered on the plantation for multiple generations. That is what you are dealing with. You're dealing with a creation that was designed for the betterment of white men, not the black community. And that's why the only thing you see black men doing is serving the betterment of white men in various different ways and destroying the black community. Come take your failed science experiment back. We don't want it. We don't want it. Nancy and I said Franken bandits. Shout out to I didn't create Franken bandits. I want y'all to know that. I didn't create Franken bandits. One of my Patreon subs created Franken bandit, and we were given the permission to use it. So that's the only reason why I'm using it. I did not create the term Franken bandits. I did not. I just want y'all to know, I didn't create the term at all. One of my Patreon subscribers created Franken bandits, but it's exactly what they are. They are a science experiment gone wrong. They are. And I need women to understand that this is a male group who were engineered on a plantation. So I don't know what's making Black women think that they need to go procreate with all these failed science experiments. But you got all of the plantation mentality wrapped in one bandit, a plantation breeder, or as shout out to Irene let us know they were called circuit riders. So you have the plantation buck, aka circuit rider, going around the plantation, aka the hood, impregnating a whole bunch of women and then just leaving them. Then you got the pedophiles epidemic in the Black community that we don't talk about. We never talk about the influx of pedophiles. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about the fact that most girls are violated, myself included, before they even have their first relationship with a male. Because you're dealing, are we going to ignore that incest was huge on that plantation? We going to ignore that? Because we ignoring everything else. Are we going to ignore the fact that incest is rampant in the Black community, but we pretend that it ain't? Are we pretending that these bandits ain't doing what they were engineered to do? Because they are. They're doing exactly what they were created to do. And you ain't going to change their genetics. You're not. Oh, the only thing you doing is keeping it in, you're just keeping these Franken bandits in the community. You keeping them in the community. You got the same way they were created is the way you're going to have to reverse it. The same way you got in your gene pool is the same way you're going to have to get it out. And that ain't laying down with any bandit just because you got a womb. Like, why are you producing children just because you have a womb? I don't understand that. Just because you can do something don't mean you should. Especially when you live in the Black community. Should you be sitting around just like, there should be zero women like this woman here that I was arguing with. We got to circle back to her. We have to. We have to circle back to her. It just is what it is. Umar said he ain't gonna go soft on Christians either. And then we gonna go over this reality of marriage. Look, this woman here. And look, I don't give a damn at all how many men she had these kids with. I couldn't care less. There ain't a bandit on this planet that deserves 7 kids for me. There ain't one. And there ain't one bandit on the planet that would get 7 children out of me. You ain't gonna have me pregnant 7 times. Absolutely not. That's a fool's errand that I would never sign up for. And you ain't getting that much access to my womb. Absolutely not. Listen to her. Hold on for a second. I gotta switch my audio thing. I thought I did it already. Yeah, ain't no damn way. And you sitting up here overburdening yourself like this, and you want to try to convince me that 7 kids ain't a burden? Girl. This is why I'm telling y'all, Black women be lying. Don't nobody want 7 kids. Not really. Don't nobody really want 7 kids. Especially not at the age of their early 30s. Girl, listen, don't lie to your mom. Don't sit up here and play in my face. She know damn well she don't want no 7 kids. Like, girl, and your husband didn't want them either. That's why he bounced.
And I'm 33.
Damn.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way you can call this anything else but a failure. Stop calling failures blessings.
Mom of 7, and I'm 33.
Damn.
No.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
With being a mom of 7, do you think that a
the
woman
bandits won this round
children is still capable of finding someone.
First, let me ask you before I make the statement. Do the kids have the same father?
Yes, they do.
It don't matter.
That's a good thing.
It ain't gonna be no good thing to that man. He ain't gonna care. Don't nobody care. Listen, when you got 7 kids, don't nobody care how those kids was created. There ain't a person on earth who gonna say, oh, kudos to you, let me just give you an exception because you were married. Bitch, you still got 7 kids. You still got 7 kids though. So yeah, fine. We'll pat you on the back, but the outcome is gonna be the same. You got 7 kids. Listen, a man would treat a woman who got 7 kids by 1 man the same as a woman who got 7 kids by 5 men. You still got 7 damn kids, ma'am. You may be attached to 5 bandits as opposed to 1, but the outcome is these 7 damn kids. You still gonna have just as much trouble finding a man who want to take 7 kids as this woman who got them by multiple men. Do not think that you are in a better position because you got 1 baby daddy and you still got 7 damn kids. You still have 7 kids that you are raising on your own. This woman got 7 kids that she raising on her own without even child support, not because I said it, but because she said it. She said she raising these kids alone. And then she bragged about the fact that she ain't getting child support. Look, we about to go into this. Because she bragging about the fact that she ain't even put her baby daddy on child support. Just insane. So I came on here and I said, if I was a man, there's absolutely no way I would deal with a woman who was reckless enough to have 7 kids, regardless to the circumstance she had them in. Nobody wants to deal with 7 kids, not even their own parents. I know this for a fact. Y'all can go play with somebody else. Don't nobody want to have to raise 7 damn kids by themselves. No one wants to. Yeah, girl, chocolate cheesecake, she bragging. You will see. Because she came on here and tried to check me and got checked instead. And I said, somebody said a good man would. And I said a man would, but not one with good sense. The woman who had the children didn't have good sense. Black women continue to overburden themselves with a bunch of kids that they know they don't want, rather than only having the amount that they can afford. We should only have a community where every Black woman, if you got kids, you should only have 1. There's no excuse for more. There's no excuse for more, because 9 times out of 10, the man who you had that 1 kid with abandoned you. Why are you still having kids? It's Deja, that's a huge liability. I would never take on nobody with 7 kids. Absolutely not. So he came and said, I agree that 7 kids will scare off most men, me included. I'm acknowledging that having them with 1 man shows she must be quality. No, it says she settled. And we all have seen a woman who has kept up her looks get extra opportunities with men. And ain't no man about to fly in and take this woman and her 7 kids. Stop lying. So she came back and she said, the woman in the video is me. I have an abundance of good sense. And without that man who is the father of my children, my kids were never the issue and they were all wanted. The issue was the man and I very much can't afford all 7 of my kids and currently affording them single-handedly without no government or child support. You a dumb bitch. Sorry, but this is the meanderings of a dumbass bitch. Tell me you got low self-esteem. Listen, I promise you, if I was dumb enough to have 7 kids by 1 bandit, you go pay for all those kids. You will either take them, especially if they males, you taking them. If they males, I'm gonna drop your kids off at your house. Ain't nothing I can do with a male. First of all, I wouldn't have the males, but if I did, you taking all your male kids, and I ain't sitting here with no males. I sure ain't. You gonna take these kids. You wanted some sons, take them. But you gonna sit here and congratulate yourself because this man was able to leave you, live his life child free, and not have to pay child support. You the dumb bitch. Period. You the dumb one. You the dumb one. Listen, $200K a month ain't enough for 7 kids. The U.S. economist said years ago, it takes $250K for 1 kid. Multiply that by 7. She broke. If you got 7 kids, even if you are making $200K, you are broke. You're broke. She said people be so quick to judge a situation and don't even know half or a piece of the story. As I said many times, they shopped and screwed. Listen, girl, they didn't have to. They could have stopped it at I got 7 kids. Ain't nobody even thinking past the fact that you got 7 kids. What you mean, girl? Like you went on this show, soon as you said 7 kids, everybody tuned out everything else. Time stopped. Literally time stopped. Soon as your ass said you had 7 kids, everything else was, nobody cared about anything else. They didn't even go further. What do you mean they shopped and screwed they don't need to shop and screw the kid. You said you got 7 kids. That's all anybody ever heard. I promise you. I promise you, nobody heard nothing else but 7 kids, and they said the 7 kids. And you 33? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Everybody did the same thing that I did. Soon as she said 33 with 7 kids, they paused the video. They stopped it. They stopped the video and said 7 kids is real close to 10. Listen, 7 kids is real close to 10. And I say all this knowing my mom had more than 7 kids. I still feel the same way. I tell my own mom, you crazy as hell. Ain't no way. I hope you don't think you get no damn 10 or 12 grandkids out of me. You wouldn't even, no. You will be lucky if you get one. You said Coochie is tired? Yeah, my womb ain't built for 7 kids. I want y'all to know that. My womb ain't built for 7 kids. My womb will never produce more than 1 kid. It just is what it is. And unless somebody depositing at least $5 million in my account. Sure, I'll have 1 kid for you for $5 million, but you go deposit that in my account before I even get pregnant. Ain't no way. Because I'm going to need to know that if you abandon that kid, I got a $5 million buffer. And that's only for 2 kids. That's only for me having 2. There is no conversation of no amount of kids beyond 2. There's zero conversation. I will leave a man if he start talking to me about a kid. If I had 2 kids and a man start talking to me about 3, I'm ghosting you. I'm ghosting you. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. So then she says, she comes on here and she says, they shopped and screwed this clip because that was never my intentions to go in there looking for a man. Let's run her comment back while she lying. Let's run her comment back. Let's pull up her comment. We go highlight where she said she was never looking for no man. And then we go play what she on here saying. Because this is a liar and I don't like liars. I don't. I can't stand liars. I want to fight liars. I really do. A person lying to me makes me want to fight them. Or go pay a crackhead to fight them. But look what she gonna say. She didn't come on here asking for no man. So she said, that was never my intentions to go in there asking for a man, but she asked about finding a man. Let's play it, because this is a liar. And she can pull up if she want to. She can pull up if she want to.
A mom of 7 and
Girl.
I'm 33.
Damn. Girl.
I'm sorry. Okay.
With being a mom of 7, do you think that a woman of multiple children is still capable of finding someone?
First, let me ask you before I make
no.
Yeah.
So now you heard directly. She asked, as a mom of 7, what are the chances of a woman finding love? Your lying ass went on there to find a man to pick up you and your damn kids, and they said no because you a liar. Sitting up here lying, but she gonna continue to lie. So she says, no one in this lifetime has a perfect love story. You're beyond a perfect love story, ma'am. You got 7 kids, okay? It just is what it is. And the only reason why I'm emphasizing this is because this is stupid. This is short-sighted. You don't have 7 kids with a man just because you're married. Why are you acting like marriages don't end? Most marriages end within 7 years, and she laid her ass down and had 1 kid for each year of the average span that a marriage lasts. And you probably convinced your dumb ass that marriage is forever, and then you laid up and had those 7 kids. She was reckless, irresponsible, and short-sighted. I don't care what nobody said. I don't care what nobody said. So I said, you could have saved the majority of what you said. Like I said, most people are not interested in dealing with 7 burdens in this economy, regardless of how they came about. I think you were reckless, short-sighted, and irresponsible to have 7 kids. And if you had 7 kids with that man, then you should have stayed with him or gave him custody. If I were a man, I absolutely wouldn't even look at a woman with 7 kids. Like, I ain't even gonna lie and pretend. I wouldn't even lie or pretend. I would do it the same way I would do with a black man who dates white women. If I'm sexually attracted to you, I might have sex with you, but you a damn fool if you think I'm gonna take you seriously. Ain't no way. I would never take you seriously. Just like I would never take a black man seriously who dated, married, or had kids with a white woman, same thing. I wouldn't take you seriously with these kids. I ain't even gonna lie. I would say I ain't even gonna lie, ma'am. This ain't gonna go nowhere past the bedroom. It ain't gonna go nowhere past the bedroom. Period. Because I'm not about to sit up here. Why am I dealing with 7 kids? No, unless you just really like kids, no. So she gonna come on here and start lying. Look, so here she come on here lying. She gonna say, yes, you're right. I could have saved when addressing small-minded people, but you got 7 kids and you ain't even making your daddy pay the baby daddy pay child support, and you're talking about small-minded? You're talking about small-minded and you got 7 kids that you're raising on your own. Yes, most people won't be interested in engaging with a woman with 7 kids, which is fine. It's not for everyone, but there are so many men that are open to it. Let me highlight this for you. There are so many men that are open to it. This is the lying ass bitch if I ever saw one. Look, she said there are so many men that are open to it, but yet she's on a show. Would she be on the show asking about can she find love with 7 kids if many men were open to it? Bitch, why would you be on the show? You wouldn't even be on the show if that was the case. Then look, I've been with my guy for the past 3 years and he is very accepting of it entirely. So I'm gonna go back to why were you on the show then? Asking about finding love. So you already have a man so this is the hood rat. So basically, this is the double dick clutching hood rat then, because even though she got a man of 3 years, her dumb ass is on a dating show asking about another man. This is a liar. She's sitting up here lying, and that's why I'm getting irritated. So this is the hood rat, and now we know why she got 7 kids. Because ain't no way you been with a man for the past 3 years who accept your damn kids, but you sitting on to nice conversation asking, how can you find a man to take with your kids? Like, she's lying. And then she said, but understand, because I have the amount of children, it does not make me less of a woman. It absolutely does. In the eyes of everyone, it does. And that's just a reality. Not my rules, not my society, but in the eyes of nearly everyone, it does make you less of a woman because you got 7 damn kids. You come with 7 burdens in an inflated economy. You are. You might not be physically less than a woman, but you definitely less of an option. And you can lie to yourself as much as you want to, but it ain't gonna do you no good. Then she gonna say, girl, are you okay? A burden to whom? So she's trying to tell you she enjoys being a single mom to 7 kids. She's trying to tell you that she enjoys that 7 children that she's raising on her own is not a burden. This is why we can't get nowhere, because black women don't want to tell the truth. They don't want to tell the truth. They want to lie to save face. That is what she's doing. She's lying to save face because somebody is telling her dumbass the truth. Ma'am, you sat down and had 7 kids. Don't nobody care if you were married. You got 7 kids. You ain't going on no vacations. I do know that. You barely going out to eat. You staying at the house because y'all know what type babysitter do you get for 7 kids? This woman ain't going nowhere. She said if having a child or children in this economy will be too much for you, just say that. That's the reason I don't got, at 40, that's the reason I don't got 7 damn kids. There's no economy that could ever exist where there's no scenario where I would have 7 kids. They're just not. There's no scenario. There's no economy. There ain't no piece of dick good enough to where I'm gonna have 7 kids. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Your dick is not that good for 7 kids. No, you out your damn mind. You out your damn mind. Ain't no way. I don't care if she got 3 sets of twins. I don't care if she got 3 sets of twins and then 1 kid. You still got pregnant 4 times. Right, what's your daycare bill looking like? Now, I do know tax credits get cut off at a certain amount of kids. I know you ain't getting no tax credit for no 7 damn kids. The cutoff is 5, I believe. And it might be 2 now that Donald Trump, you might not even get no child tax credit now that Trump is the president again. So what you mean? What you mean, ma'am? And you providing for them on your own. So why are you lying? She gonna say, I can afford them in this economy with ease. Well, you also said you weren't on that show looking for a man, so we already know to take what you say with a grain of salt. You lying. She gonna say, understand I was far from reckless. I knew what the F I was doing. So you were just willfully stupid then. I had my kids for me. No woman is having 7 kids for herself. Ain't no woman laying down and having 7 kids for herself. This is stupid. This is really dumb. I wanted this big family and I got it. Did you want single motherhood too because you got that? Did you? Did you want single motherhood, ma'am? Did you go for that? Because you ain't gonna tell me that you got married but you wanted single motherhood. Yeah, she is. She windmilling because she knows this is a mistake. Then she said, I wanted this big family and I got it. Sorry, I'm not abortion happy. I would have 6 abortions before I had 7 kids. Ain't no way. I promise y'all that. And you can put the scarlet letter wherever you want it, but I would proudly have 6 abortions before I had 7 kids. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Yeah, she's a hood rat. You already know this is a hood rat. This is the meanderings of a hood rat at the end of the day. Mammy babble is what this is. Pick me, but my own husband skipped over me once I had them damn 7 kids. That's what she is. Notice how when she had 7 kids, her husband bounced because he didn't even want to deal with 7 kids. The man that you were married to didn't even want to deal with them damn 7 kids. Ma'am, face reality. She needs the cold hard truth. She really does. Then she says, sorry, I'm not abortion happy. I would happily have 7 abortions again. Ain't no way. And I'm not obliged to stay with no man who I married and had kids with. If it no longer suits me, remember, this is my life. And if you were smart, you would have thought of this. You would have thought of this before you had 7 kids, if you were smart. If you were smart, would a smart person have this in the back of their mind and still pop out 7 kids? No. No. She said, remember, this is my life. But carry on and be the hater from the sidelines. Let's highlight this word hater and ponder on it. We just gonna let this sit on hater. Girl, let me calm down. This girl said hater. So I guess I'm hating because she's a single mother to 7 kids that she's raising single-handedly with no child support, and she's relegated to going on a podcast with a bandit who's already been exposed for being a lying bandit, so she can ask if she would, what are the chances of her finding a man although she's had one for 3 years? Ma'am, I promise you, don't nobody want what you got. Okay, let's say hypothetically I'm a hater. You wouldn't be anybody that I'd be hating on because you have absolutely nothing that I want, ma'am. From your raggedy blonde wig to your 7 kids and your lack of child support, your life is set up way worse than mine. Let's compare bank accounts. Let's compare quality of life. I promise you mine got yours beat. I promise you mine got yours beat. Because I would never overburden myself with 7 kids, ever. Never. A woman who does this has low self-esteem. Understand. Like, girl, you got discount great value badge at this point. It probably looked like a chewed up hamburger. I'm not going to go there, but you're not going to be calling people haters. Okay? Like, ain't no way. I'm not putting 7 plates on no table to feed 7 kids. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. For all we know, this woman is on TANF sitting here talking about she can pay for them on her own because she lying about everything else. So I said, ma'am, you're clearly lying. You are 33 with 7 kids, and you said you were raising them single-handedly. That means you were raising them alone, regardless to whatever bandit you claim to be with. If you have been with a man for 3 years and you're providing for your kids single-handedly, as you said, then you are proving my point that no man is going to deal with your 7 kids. He may be there having sex with you, but being a family with you and 7 kids, nah, that ain't happening, which is why you are raising them alone. If you have been with that bandit for 3 years and you raising your kids alone, that means he don't even want to spend 1 year bothering with your 7 kids. Second, you went on a dating show panel, stood up and introduced yourself as a woman with 7 kids, then asked if you would find love. Why did you do that if you already had a man for 3 years? She lying. I wish my aunt could hear this. She had 13 and lived to be 99. And here's the thing. If we were in the 1940s and 50s, that would be different because this was common. This was common because women had no choice. So back in the old days, women had no choice. There wasn't birth control. You couldn't get a job. So it made sense why you had 12, 13, 20 damn kids. Because wasn't no man using no condom and there was no birth control. I mean, my mom was born in damn near 1960. She got a gang of kids and she said birth control wasn't even effective. Birth control was in its infancy in 1958 when my mom was born. It was in its infancy. She had a baby as a teen. Birth control still wasn't effective. So if we were back in the 30, 40, 50s, then yeah, it would make sense that you got 7 kids. 2025 ain't no reason. You got a choice. Women back then didn't have a choice. That's the difference. They didn't have the choices we have. They didn't have the pregnancy prevention that we have now. She laid her ass down willingly and popped out 7 kids for an unreliable man. For an unreliable man. She did this to herself. And I guarantee you that bandit was showing instability because she was probably providing for it. Ain't no way. I said, why did you do that if you already had a man for 3 years? What was the point in going on there and asking about love with a man if you already have one? You are a reckless, irresponsible liar. I don't believe that your children are well taken care of because you already lied multiple times. You don't have a man, and if you do, he's just enjoying free cooch until you get pregnant with baby number 8. And I know it's going to happen because you are the simple-minded one who can't even be honest with yourself. So you must be a hood rat then if you had a man for 3 years, but you on a dating show asking about finding love. Sounds like the man either don't exist or he definitely don't love you or your kids. And that's just the raw truth of it. Then I said, ma'am, are you suggesting that I'm jealous that you have 7 kids that you're raising on your own and now your only options is to be pumped and dumped by a bandit of 3 years who ain't helping you provide for your 7 burdens? Girl, bye. Like, girl, bye. This is reckless. And like, black women need to get this. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I don't understand black women. Why are you creating problems for yourself? This is the product of low self-esteem and lacking. There's no way to put it. Women in the past didn't have a choice. Your silly ass do, and you chose 7 damn kids for an irresponsible man. Just like this woman on Fatal Attraction, 23, 5 kids by 4 men. Ain't no damn way. Ain't no way. Like, black women, you gotta get it together. Because this is plantation behavior. This is your plantation behavior, black women, and you ain't on no damn plantation no more, where you just need to get pregnant by whatever circle rider comes around your plantation. No, you don't pop out these kids for irresponsible ass men. Black men ain't ever been reliable, but you lay down and have 7 kids by one. No, she deserved to be dragged. And if I had a daughter and she did something this reckless and stupid, she would get dragged too. You don't go lay up and have 7 kids with no damn man. I don't care how married to him you are. He can leave whenever he wants to. He can leave whenever he wants to. And you are going to be left with those 7 kids just like this dumbass woman did. It's much easier to take care of 1 kid than 7 kids. You have much more options as a woman with 1 kid than 7 kids. Because when you a woman with 1 kid, you almost got the same options as a woman with no kids. How do I know? I have many siblings with only 1 kid. It ain't stopped them from dating at all. Ain't stunted their options at all. But they only got 1. They smart enough to know if this dumbass bandit left, the next one is 2. Because why would you think 1 bandit is going to abandon you, but the other 4 ain't? Just dumb. Like, I'm tired of looking at this. I'm tired of, like, stop. And now we gotta drag this man. We gotta do here, Themis. You know what, Themis? I was supposed to let me just email this to Themis now, so he can go over this too. Because I meant to get this to you, but I'm getting it to you now because you got to talk about this, and I see you scheduled. So I'm sending you 2 links, Themis. Please go over them. Because I would love to hear your opinion on this, because absolutely not. But we about to drag this white bandit over here, because then I got to get off. I have an event to do, so the rest of the stuff I'm going to save for Patreon. But I need to get this other link really quickly. Yeah, this one. Let me play this one video really quickly, and then we go get to this other bandit. I'm just sending this email really quickly with these 2 links. All right, so we gonna look at this, because y'all gonna stop promoting marriage as if it's actually good for black women. Y'all gonna stop doing it. Now, I expect Umar Johnson, or really, quite frankly, any man, I would expect any man to promote marriage, but I wouldn't expect black women to, because, yeah, girl, no. This is how y'all marriages are going. And we always got to wait until some form of degeneracy or a black woman want to get attention online to learn the truth. And we got to talk about Tiana and her bitter baby daddy, too. So I got I'm going to have to wrap it up in 20 minutes because I really do got to go. I have an event at 1 o'clock, and yeah, I can't be late. So I need to get off of here soon. Listen to this. Let me just let y'all listen to this. My husband mad at me because I asked the lady that he cheating on me with to move in with us. Pick me, but he skipped me.
Y'all, so please tell me why I found out that my husband was cheating on me. But instead of being mad, I actually got in touch with the lady who he is cheating on me with and told her that she might as well just move in because it looks like he's not going to stop talking to her. He then gets mad at me because I called her and told her that she can move in.
Can we stop at this woman discovering her husband cheating and saying he's not going to stop talking to her? So you accepting of your man that you married to? You accepting the fact that you know he ain't going to stop talking to her? So really, this is the only reason why she inviting a woman in the house, because her man going to keep cheating and she know it. And she knows she going to be dumb enough to stay, even though he Oh, sorry, y'all. Y'all saying my mic cut off? She's Mammy and her husband are the Dusty Bandit. A match made in heaven. Y'all, the sound should be back now. Y'all, the sound should be back now. Let me check it. Let me check the sound. Hang on a minute. Let me check the sound because it should be back. Yeah, the sound should be back already. Oh yeah, it's already the big delay. You're right. Yeah, so what I was saying is that black men, they pick the dumbest women to marry purposely. Black men are only interested in marrying a woman who has low self-esteem, who is willing to allow him to do whatever he wants to. We know that. And if you don't believe it, you need to look no further than Dear Future Wifey podcast. There's literally, let me tell you about this Dear Future Wifey podcast. There's literally a woman on there that was okay with her husband getting his ex-wife face tattooed on him. Mind you, he didn't get her tattoo when he was married to his ex-wife. He waited till he got the new wife. He said he wasn't even into tattoos, but then he said he was testing to see how stupid she was and all that he can get away with. And so this dumb bitch said, oh, he wanted to honor his ex-wife, and so I honored her too. Just know 9 times out of 10, if a black woman is married, she's dumb with low self-esteem, because that's all that black men are marrying. Now, let's listen to her, because she wants the side chick to move in because she know her husband ain't gonna stop talking to her. You're not gonna be my husband if you cheating. What's the point of dealing with cheating in a marriage? I really need to understand that. I really need to understand why anybody would be dealing with a cheating man in a marriage. I'm not dealing with no cheating. If you cheat in a marriage, you don't need to be married, period. You don't need to be married if you are cheating in a marriage. So if I was married, you cheat, we're now divorced because you're not ready to be married. You're not ready to be married, at least not to me.
With us. Yes, ma'am, you can. I'm not mad. Hey, listen, take the load off of me. First of all, his sex is wet. I'm tired of having sex with him anyway.
And
so
you say
I
can
do the dishes, take care of the kids.
Wait. So she's staying married to a cheater with trash dick. You knew this man had trash dick before you married him. Why did you marry him, ma'am? Raise your hand if you marrying a man with trash dick, or you keep your hand down if you sending him back to the hood rats from whence he came from. You gonna take your trash cheating dick right back to those hood rats. But she kind of sounds like she is one of them.
In the house, and you can have sex with him like how y'all been doing. Now he is mad at me because he's saying I shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have been cheating. But now that you're cheating and I found out about it, why am I mad? I'm not mad, sir. How you mad? Because
meanwhile, STDs, including HIV, is running amok in the South. My stepbrother's grandfather had 25 back when they weren't playing at all. Yeah, because again, women didn't have choices during those days. So, of course, they had a gang of kids.
I'm not mad. That's crazy. Sir, let the lady come and stay with us, and we could be one big happy family.
Absolutely not.
Anybody got to know? Y'all, so please tell me why I found out that my husband was cheating on me.
So what she's saying is she gonna still be on the internet lying and flexing on single women, but behind closed doors, she's sharing her husband's trash dick with a woman that he's cheating on her with because he ain't gonna stop talking to her. You said she part of the spectrum. Don't insult what, the hood rat spectrum? The only spectrum we dealing with is the hood rat spectrum. That's it. We not dealing with no spectrum that ain't the hood rat spectrum. And I agree, she is on the hood rat spectrum. Look at this comment. Beckisha with a bandit. I guarantee you this is Becky with a bandit talking about 3 incomes are better than 2. So basically she definitely Becky with a bandit. Definitely she dating a bandit. She look like the type. And look, she on here, 3 incomes are better than 2. Bring your bags, ma'am. She getting rotated with Aquanisha and a bandit. Like, that's what she in. Ain't no way. Look, she has a progressive mind. You want the dicks, it come with shores, ma'am. Not share. Raise your hand if you think she's the majority financial provider of that home. Ray, because this bandit got too much time on his hands to cheat, so it's given he ain't really working full time, if at all. For real. He ain't working full time, if at all. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But Tiana Taylor, she over here dealing with the effects of lying because Black women continue to lie about their marriages and then only later to find out, oh, she was lying, her marriage is just as raggedy as the rest of them because she was with a bandit. So bandits are, again, a failed science experiment. So bandits can only do what they were programmed to do, much like AI, except we go drop the I because we gonna put artificial dumbness. So they're AD instead of AI because they're not intelligent. So we're not going to call them artificial intelligent. They're artificial dummies and they are science experiments on the plantation. And Black women just want to breed with them. I don't know why. I don't know why y'all breeding with plantation fodder, but sure. Iman Schuper asked Judge to lock up Tiana Taylor, not to using the system against this Black woman for allegedly violating divorce terms. She fired back with her. Now, listen, Tiana Taylor wouldn't be embarrassed on the world stage if she wouldn't have been talking about not too much on my bestie. We're amicably co-parenting. We didn't get divorced because he was cheating. Meanwhile, he cheating on her with everything that moves. But not too much on her bestie, though. I'm not going to talk about the fact that Tiana Taylor is a Sagittarius. I'm not even going to go there. But if y'all know Sagittarius, then again, I'm going to leave Tiana. I'm going to get off Sagittarius because I really do like Sagittarius. I actually do like Sagittarius, but not the males, though. Sagittarius males are Cancer males to me. They're the same. But if Tiana Taylor hadn't been lying, she would not be looking stupid now. She wouldn't be looking stupid now. No, she's the Sagittarius. Tiana Taylor is a Sagittarius. I'm about to tell you her birthday. Her birthday is December 10. She's very much a Sagittarius. She ain't even no cusp for Sagittarius. She's all the way. Tiana Taylor is all the way a Sagittarius. Like, it don't... Tiana Taylor is like the epitome of a Sagittarius, actually. Sitting up here lying about her marriage, flexing, only for a bandit that's a Cancer. And if y'all ever dated a Cancer, you know why they call them Cancer. If you ever dated a Cancer man, they live up to their Cancer title. They live up to the definition of Cancer, literally. And if you a fire sign, you would only date a Cancer one time and you just wouldn't do it again. You wouldn't. You wouldn't. Iman Schubert has filed a legal motion requesting the court to hold his ex-wife Tiana Taylor in contempt, which could result in jail time. Black men have no problem weaponizing the system against Black women, but they sure will sit up and say, oh, if you take me to child support, when you really shouldn't have to because he should just be taking care of his kids. But if you take them to child support court, you put them in the system. But here is a Black man requesting that a judge that I'm sure is white locks up a Black woman, though. And Tiana Taylor was saying not too much on her bestie, though. This is her bestie. I mean, with besties like this, do you really need hating ass bitches? No, you don't, because he won. On May 5th, shout out to Worm Food, Rest in Dirt. Schubert accused Taylor of violating their July 2024 divorce agreement by publicly sharing confidential details on social media. He claims the breach, and by confidential details, he probably talking about everything he had to give her. He's probably talking about she revealed everything that he actually had to give to her. So he want her locked up for that. Because Tiana Taylor ain't said nothing else on social media except confirm what she got out of the divorce. That's it. So he want her locked up because he wanted the world to think that Tiana Taylor walked away empty-handed. That's why he want her in jail. He claims the breach harmed his reputation and career. Additionally, he alleges that Taylor obstructed his parenting rights by denying scheduled visitation and removing their children from school without notice. Ma'am, you don't got primary custody over your kid, ma'am? Y'all getting custody orders and y'all not getting primary custody over your kid? Schubert is seeking, I guess, if y'all want to. I ain't about to share custody with no absentee father. Absolutely not. I would have to have majority over my child. If you an absentee father, no. Schubert is seeking a $1,000 fine and a 20-day jail sentence for Tiana Taylor. In response, Taylor has denied assumptions to have Schubert jailed. She asserts that her legal actions are aimed at ensuring her privacy and protecting her career from what she described as Schubert's deliberate leaks of sealed court documents. Ma'am, you said this was your bestie. See, the thing is, I'm trying to read this and be on Tiana's side, but I'm hitting up against not too much on my bestie. I'm hitting up on not too much on my bestie. That's the problem here. Is that Tiana Taylor has defended and protected this man who is literally trying to get her put in jail for nearly a month. Because this is a bitter baby daddy. We don't talk about him too much. I know a certain bandit is running around using a term that I coined a couple years ago called bitter baby daddy. We did a whole breakdown live stream on it. There's a bandit now running around pretending that he did, but he didn't. Bitter baby daddy is our term that we introduced over here. We did a whole live stream breaking down the characteristics of a bitter baby daddy. But I am aware that a bandit is running around using the term too. I am aware. And this bandit is laid up with a white woman, milking black women so that he can provide for the white woman that he was with. Because black women love to be dumb for dumb bandits. Both sides are accusing each other of leaking sealed documents and asking the court to impose fines or even jail time. Nobody wins when the family feuds. Bottom line is, Tiana Taylor set herself up for this public humiliation by lying. It just is what it is. He's a bitter baby daddy. He is. He is a bitter baby daddy. And he's sitting here showing his bitterness all over social media. Just because he wanted Tiana Taylor to walk away empty-handed. Well, not quite empty-handed. The only thing he wanted Tiana Taylor to walk away with is them kids. That's it. Now they'll tell you these high-value males, if you just get you one of them, then you can avoid these problems. But you sure do got this bitter baby daddy over here and this confused ass, this white bandit. Listen, I want y'all to listen to this white bandit right here. I do. I want y'all to listen to him. Okay, let me refresh this. We gonna break this down piece by piece. Now, y'all are on Patreon. Y'all know we already kind of dragged them. This is drag point 2. I want y'all to listen to this because I got 10 minutes to drag this white bandit, and we go drag him for every 10 minutes that we on here. Listen to this. It's giving tell me you racist without being racist. And when this bandit is going over his spiel, I want y'all to look at this white man. Pay attention to him right here. Because he problematic too, but he like, dude, you saying the quiet part out loud, dude. You running down racist road. You running down racist road. He like, you will expose us. Look at it. Listen to this bandit.
Question on the bear thing then.
Yeah.
You would say if somebody picks the bear over men, that would not be like sexist, and you understand why a woman would pick.
I mean, sure.
My question is, let's say if we and when you say that comes down to safety.
I mean, factually, yeah.
Right, women pick bear because they are afraid that the man might essay them and kill them.
Okay, so let's pause right here because this is the first place we got to pause at. When he's doing the scenario of woman picking the bear over man, he's weighing it against the threat. I want y'all to keep this in your mind. There's a threat here that's being talked about. There's a threat here that's being acknowledged. The man is more likely to essay the woman or physically harm her or psychologically harm her because a lot of the harm that men are doing to women is actually psychological. They're harming you both psychologically and physical. But the bottom line is that there's something that this is weighed against. The man is symbolizing a safety threat here that is defined, that is known. There is a safety threat here. So keep in mind when he's doing this scenario with the bear and the man, keep it in your mind, he's acknowledging that there's a threat that's coming from the male. Let's continue.
Or whatever it is, whereas the bear
might just kill them or not.
But they're not going to like essay them, right? So it's like a safety assessment. It comes down to safety.
Exactly. So it's a safety assessment. It comes down to safety based on some behaviors that the male is known to be engaging in, right? Statistically, there's a safety assessment here. We understand that males have been showing since they've existed that they're a physical threat to women. So there's a safety assessment here that he understands. He understands this very clearly that they're not just basing it on maleness. They're basing it on a threat that is associated with males based on a certain statistic and a certain pattern of behavior. Let's continue.
Yeah. But so if somebody, for example, if the question changes and the question becomes, would you rather come across a random black person or a random bear in the woods and they pick bear over black person, would you say they're racist?
Absolutely. Look, okay, he ain't as dumb as he's playing. He's playing dumb. Now, we gonna acknowledge one thing. This is a Christian male. Okay? We know this is a Christian male. This Christian male subscribed to the same God that black women do. Yet he's up here very obviously being completely racist to black women. Completely. Obviously, yes, this would be racism. But let's continue.
It would depend. Who are they afraid of in the woods? Who is committing?
It wouldn't matter if it was a black woman or a black man.
He said it wouldn't matter if it was a black woman or a black man. They'd still pick the bear. So then why are you weighing a skin tone assessment versus a safety assessment? Because if you're picking the bear over a black person and it don't matter whether it's a male or female, yeah, that's just you being racist and dumb. That's just you being racist and trying to play dumb. You're acting like you don't know what's going on here. These are the people that claim to have high IQs. I want y'all to understand. Mind you, they created an IQ test that they had to create multiple times because they were too dumb to even pass the IQ test that they created. You know the answers, dummy. You should be, how are you failing? When you got the answers to the test.
Still pick the bear.
I think, no, wait a second. I think it's weird though because like,
how's it weird?
Because black women aren't committing.
There's no
massive rates of.
What is the safety assessment? What is the safety assessment? What is the safety risk of the black woman? Because he's the one that said, "Oh, it doesn't matter if it's black male or black woman." Okay, so that's just racism. Then that's just racism. Plain and simple, if it doesn't matter if it's black male or black woman, you are not making a safety assessment. You are making a skin tone assessment based off of racism. That's what you are doing. There is no threat of harm there. Then you're not worried about whatever potential harm can be caused. You just want to pick a bear over a black person. Just like you're not this stupid to where you don't know that you're just letting the world know that you're a dumb racist.
Violence or crime. I'm not going to deny.
The majority of men aren't like, it's a very small Sure, I would agree.
If we look at the overwhelming majority, yeah.
Right, but you're saying black women are are immune to committing violent.
Not immune. They're much less likely.
Sure, I'll even grant it.
Yes.
But this person,
Listen, a white male has a higher likelihood of being harmed by a white woman than a black woman. We know that this is a statistical fact that a white man is more likely to be harmed by a white woman than a black woman. So this is just you being racist. At the end of the day, this is just you being racist. There's no way to spin it. This is you being racist.
So we would have to math it out. We have to math it out.
Well, who cares if that? Well, I mean, wouldn't the math?
See, look, he's gonna say, "Who cares what the math would be?" That's what he was about to say, and then he changed it. And then this man put his head down because he's like, "Man, you running down racist road. You exposing us. If the mathing it out doesn't matter, then you are just racist. If the safety assessment doesn't matter, then you are just racist. At the end of the day, you're just racist. There's no way around it."
Math in the original example, when it's a woman preferring the bear over the man, I think the math even in that
because you're only including killing. You're only including being killed.
I would include SA.
You think a bear is more likely to sexual?
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying.
That's
not what I'm saying at all. But here,
that's what women are.
Would it be racist to pick the bear over the black person?
Yes, I will. This is not a contradiction whatsoever. If it is, wait a second. If it was, would you rather pick a bear or like a black man? Pick the bear. That's fine because it's the man that's doing the operative work.
That's one question on the bear thing. Then,
yeah.
You would say if somebody picks the bear over a man, that would not be like sexist, and you understand why a woman would pick.
I mean, sure.
My question is, let's say if we kind of. And when you say that comes down to safety?
I mean, factually, yeah.
Right. Women pick bear because they are afraid that the man might essay them and kill them or whatever it is, whereas the bear
might just kill them or not.
But they're not going to like essay them.
Okay, so now explain to us what you're worried that this black woman's going to do. Because basically he's either saying, I'm racist, and to me, a black woman is just as much of a threat as a black man because she's black. You're either saying that, or you're just playing flat out stupid, or you just dumb. What is the safety risk of a black woman, sir? Are you suggesting that the black woman is more likely to harm you than the bear? Because I promise you, she ain't. Black women are a non-threat to white men. White men have literally published this in articles. Black women are not a threat to them. They know this. So when you say it doesn't matter if it's the black male or the black female, okay, sir, we can't do nothing about the fact that you just a dumbass, rabid racist. We can't do anything about that. You're just racist, sir.
Right. So it's like a safety assessment. It comes down to safety.
Yeah.
But so if somebody, for example, if the question changes and the question becomes, would you rather come across a random black person or a random bear in the woods and they pick bear over black person? Would you say they're racist?
Well, it would depend. Who are they afraid of in the woods? Who is committing?
It wouldn't matter if it was a black woman or a black man. They'd still pick the bear.
I think. But no, wait a second. I think it's weird though because like.
How's it weird?
Because black women aren't committing like massive rates of violence or crime. I'm not going to deny.
The majority of men aren't. Like it's a very small. Sure, I would agree.
If we look at the overwhelming majority, yeah.
Right, but you're saying black women are immune to committing violent.
Not immune. They're much less likely.
Sure. I'll even grant it, but this person,
we would have to math it out. We have to math it out.
Well, who cares if that? Well, I mean, wouldn't the math in the original example, when it's a woman preferring the bear over the man, I think the math even in that
because you're only including killing. You're only including being killed.
I would include SA.
You think a bear is more likely to sex?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. But here,
that's what women are.
Would it be racist to pick the bear over the black person?
Yes, I will. This is not a contradiction whatsoever at all. If it is, wait a second. If it was, would you rather pick a bear or like a black man? Yeah, pick the bear. That's fine because it's the man that's doing the operative work.
It's one question.
Let's go to Chat GPT and ask it: would a white man be safer around a black woman or a bear? To point out how retarded he is. So this is what we gonna do because. This is literally Black women, you don't need to worry about this. This is racism, period. There is no threat of physical harm that a white man has to fear that a black woman, like, you're just dumb and racist. You're just dumb and racist. Let's just ask ChatGPT to show how stupid this man is. Being extremely honest and not politically correct. Tell me if a white man is more likely to be harmed by a bear or a black woman. Here's the raw, honest, non-politically correct answer based on data, not emotion. Statistically speaking, a white man in the U.S. is far more likely to be harmed by a bear than to be harmed by a random black woman, especially if we're talking about strangers or unprovoked violence. Let's replace this with white woman. Let's replace this with white woman and see who's more likely to be harmed. Because we already know it says, statistically speaking, he will be more likely to be attacked by the bear. So there's no safety assessment here, just racism. Black women are statistically far less likely than men of any race to commit acts of violent crime, especially toward random strangers. When black women are involved in that violent crime, it's almost always domestic or interpersonal, not random assaults or strangers. Violent crime data from the FBI shows males, especially young men, are overwhelmingly the perpetrators in violent incidents, not women. So if you have a white man who is sitting here saying it doesn't matter male or female, he is not making a safety assessment, he is making a racist assessment. Let's be crystal clear. If you are comparing a black man, a white man getting attacked by a bear in the woods versus a black woman harming a white man in general society, then yes, the bear is the greater threat in most realistic scenarios. So this is the racist man. Let's put this here and replace black women with white women. Let's see. A white man is far more likely to be harmed by a white woman than the bear. Didn't I tell y'all I don't even need to pick up those stats? We know there's scorned, we know there's snapped, we know there's Dateline, we know there's 2020. White women be giving white men the business. You are far more likely to be harmed by a white woman than a bear. So you definitely far more likely to be harmed by a white woman than a black woman. That is a racist idiot there. No, it's just to prove to y'all. This is a dumbass racist man. At the end of the day, look, white women and violence. White women are more violent than black women. You can already tell. On average, 1.2 people per year are killed by bear in the U.S. White women and violence. According to the DOJ and CDC data, intimate partner violence is extremely common, and white couples make up the large share of domestic violence incidents simply because of their population size. Well, we already know white women are more violent. If a white man is more likely to be attacked by a white woman than a bear, but he's more likely to be attacked by a bear than a black woman, that means white women are statistically more violent than black women. Period. Oh, yeah, listen, white women ain't playing with white men. But anyway, let me, I gotta go because I got an event I gotta attend, so I gotta go. This will be up for about 24 hours, then I'm putting it on Patreon. Y'all see the Patreon address scrolling across the screen. So if you want to subscribe, if you want my content, subscribe to me on Patreon. That is where the vast majority of my content is. I only come on YouTube once a week, if that. So if you guys are looking for the content, by all means, go subscribe to Patreon. You can either buy a la carte videos or you can get a subscription. It's your choice. It's not required, but that's where the content is. Bye, you guys. I gotta go.